Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 200. Holy shit. Alright, once again, thank you guys for the support over the years and just following me for this time. I really appreciate that. And this is the album to make the 200 mark. Holy shit, who would have thought, right? By now, you guys should know who Boogie Down Productions is. I did a review on the first two albums, Criminal Minded. I did that last night. I apologize for the lighting for Criminal Minded. I don't have really the best camera. The lighting for this album, for the lighting, it doesn't capture good lighting, so it's the best I could do until I get a better camera. And also did a review on By Any Means Necessary. I did that early today, so definitely check it out. They both on my channel. Let me know what you guys think. And in the summer of '89, dropped this album. Right after the album, right after By Any Means Necessary, they did a little project called Self-Destruction. Just talk about the ills in the ghetto and stuff like that, and kind of like that. It's like the ghetto version of We Are the World. You know what I mean? The hip hop version of We Are the World. You know what I mean? So had that little project and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Started working on this album, and then got this album right here. By this time, KRS-One added more members, which I'll talk about later on in the and talk a little bit after this. After I talk about a little bit of the singles, there are 3 singles off the album. The singles are "Why Is That," "Jack of Spades," and "You Must Learn." Those are the 3 singles off the album. So let me show you what the album looks like. Alright, so this is the front of the album. You see KRS-One talking to somebody in his stoop. Not sure who that is. Alright, show you guys the back. Very simple. You have the track list and got the album, the production credits and stuff like that. Nothing to write home about. Very simple. Show you guys the CD. Very simple. It's the same as the By Any Means Necessary. So alright, nothing to write home about. And then you see the back here. You see KRS-One posing in the studio by the control board. Very dope pic. I love pics like that. I thought that's pretty cool. Got the track list in here. Once again, the production credits, stuff like that. The musicians that participated in the album's production and stuff like that. And in this segment, it shows who BDP is, so it gives you guys an idea who exactly is in BDP, which I'll read to you guys now. BDP is KRS-One, obviously the head honcho, D-Nice, McBoo, Miss Melody, Scotty Morris, Willie D, Robocop, Harmony, DJ Red Alert, DJ Jazzy J Kramer, D Square, Rebecca, and Sydney. Those are the members of Boogie Down Productions. I know some of you guys are gonna ask Heather B, but Heather B and Jamalski, they didn't join Boogie Down Productions up until the Edutainment album, which I gotta do a review next. I gotta work on the review on that. I gotta write notes and stuff like that, like I usually do. But yeah, so that's pretty much who BDP is. You know how how I get down. I'm gonna go through the tracks, little breakdown of the songs and stuff like that. Track 1, The Cell You Haven't Done Yet. Pretty dope way to start the album, in my opinion. It uses kind of like a funky reggae-esque kind of beat, and he uses like patois. He uses patois in his music and stuff like that, like a patois style of rapping, that kind of thing. And that's one thing about this album too, is the production is a bit different. It's a lot different compared to the first 2 albums. Yeah, you started using a lot more like live instrumentation, a lot more reggae influences in the production and stuff like that. So thought I'd just throw that out there. Alright. So that's pretty much the first track, The Cell You Haven't Done Yet. Like I said, dope way to start the album. Like I said, just calling out whack rappers and producers and shit like that. So that's what I got from that joint right there. Pretty dope way to start the album. Track 2, Why Is That? In this song, I believe this Why Is That is the second single of the album. What I got from this song is that he challenges religion, particularly Christianity. Questions the Bible and how he feels like he feels like history is being misinterpreted in schools and stuff like that. It's not really, people giving you like half truths in school, things of that nature. We've heard that before. This is no different, but pretty much, everything from religion and history's been misinterpreted and misrepresented, and people accept it, and that's a God honest truth, because that happens all the time, even to this day. Excuse me. Very dope track, dope way to start. Dope second single, dope single of the album, very dope. Track 3, The Blueprint. It's a braggadocio track. It's an okay song. Just wasn't a fan of the beat. It was kind of didn't really do much for me. That was okay. It was solid. It was alright. Track 4, Jack of Spades. That's the first single of the album. Pretty dope song right there. That song was actually featured on the I'ma Get You Sucker with Kenny and Ivory Wayans. That movie, classic movie, action hero movie, you know what I'm saying, the black action hero, you know what I mean, pretty dope. This is pretty much like the theme song of that, or not the theme song, but like the theme song for Jack, the main character played by Kenny and Ivory Wayans. Like I said, it was featured on that soundtrack. In the song, he just talks about the character, explains the character of Jack and shit like that. So that's what I got from that. So pretty dope video too. Love that joint. Track 5, Ja Rules, which features harmony of Boogie Down Productions. In this song, what I got from it, what harmony, she sings the hook, and she also has like the last verse of the song, and just talking about their love for God, and how God is like the inspiration for everything they do and stuff like that. That's what I got from that. It's a pretty cool track. I like that. That was pretty dope. Track 6, Breath Control. That features D Nice. It's just him. It's a braggadocio track. It's just D Nice. He does like a beatboxing type of beat in the background and throughout the whole song. They add like a little sample to it, and and that's pretty much it. Like I said, the braggadocio track. Was not a fan of the song itself. Dope lyrics, but the beat for me just wasn't. It didn't really do much for me. I'm not a fan of like beatboxing tracks. That's just me personally. I don't know. It was alright. It's whatever, That's Breath Control. That's track 6. Track 7, Who Protect Us From You. It's pretty much talking about police corruption and protecting yourself against cops and stuff like that. To me, it's almost like a precursor. It is to me. I've always felt like this song was like a precursor to what Sound of Police is. You know what I mean? Because if you've listened to the Return of the Boom Bap album, back in '93, he has a song called Black Sound of the Police, and I've always felt like, and he talks about that too, about the racism with cops and stuff like that towards the black community. Whether it's like stop and frisk and pulling people over and beating them up and shit like that. And he talks about that in the song "Who Protect Us From You." And like I said, I feel like it was like the early version of Sound of the Police. That's what the precursor to that song. That's just my opinion with that. That was a pretty cool track. Not a fan of the beat though. I felt, again, the beat was kind of weak in my opinion. I feel like he should have had a better beat to fit that song. That's just my personal opinion. Track 8, You Must Learn. What I got from the song is pretty much you have to be your own teacher. Don't depend on what you listen to. Again, going back to what it says, why is that? Where you kind of have to question things. Where pretty much sort of about don't believe everything you're being taught in schools, because they have their version, and then there's stuff that you're not gonna learn in school. You have to teach yourself. Don't believe everything you hear on TV or on the news, things like that. Again, I believe that was the third. Yeah, that was the third and final single of the album. Um, Again, dope song, but not a fan of the beat. Also, too, he also talks about the importance of Black history. You know what I mean, and Black people knowing their history and things like that. Which I think is pretty dope. You know what I mean. But again, the beat, I just was not a fan of the beat. I just, oh my god, it was bad, man. You know what I mean? I understand, you know, with KRS-One, he tried to do a little more experimentation, which I'll explain at the end of the video, but it just didn't really work for me. You know what I mean? It just didn't really work in his favor. Track 9, Hip Hop Rules, pretty dope track. This is kind of like a reggae-esque influence track. In this song, he just talks about how what I got from the song is that, you know, how hip hop is not a fad. You know what I mean? Hip hop is here to stay. It's a culture, it's a way of living, and that kind of thing. And that how the music industry can't rule hip hop. It can't, you know, control hip hop. You know what I mean? So can't control the people. And that's pretty much what I got from the song Hip Hop Rules. So I thought that was pretty cool. Track 10, Bo Bo Bo. Oh man, the titles on these songs, man, Jesus Christ. Bo Bo Bo, you know, supposed to be the gunshot, whatever, right? What I got from that track is it starts off where KRS-One, he goes jogging like in the morning and stuff like that, and while he's jogging, there's some, you know, piece of shit cop that wanna fuck with him for no reason, man, just fuck with him, and you know. Next thing you know, they end up starting to get into a shootout and shit like that. And the message I got from the song is that talks about fighting back the cops with weapons and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you know, all these cops, they think they're above the law. I'm not saying all cops, so I don't want to just put that out there. But you know, you have a lot of cops out there that they think they're above the law and shit, and they know that people will do what the fuck they say. You know, just because they're like, you know, they have the higher authority. But KRS-One's like, nah, fuck that. You know, you ain't gonna fuck with me. You're not gonna bully me. You know, either me or you. You're gonna, you know, I'm gonna take you down. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I got from that track right there. Bo Bo Bo. Oh my god! Again, the titling on some of these songs, man, is just kind of funny to me. Track 11, Give Me That Boy. In this song, you know, it just talks about, you know, it's a braggadocio track. It's just him talking about taking out whack rappers, you know, things like that. I like that. That was a pretty cool track. Track 12, Ghetto Music. In this song, you know, he pretty much talks about the industry pretty much pressuring KRS-One, you know, to like make like more commercialized music and things like that, to appease to the masses. But his roots is in the underground. You know, he's like, nah, fuck that. You know, I like that raw music, and the raw music is in the underground, and that's pretty much what I got from that joint right there. I don't know, the beat, man. It's the fucking beats, man, on this album, man. Just did not do anything for me, man. The beat was whack in my opinion. Dope message, dope lyrics, but the beat was kind of whack. That was track 12. And track 13, World Peace, is another reggae influenced track. You know, it's just talking about, you know, it's an inspirational track, just saying like, don't give up, you keep doing you. Yeah, you might go through some hard times, but don't let that stir you. Don't let the negative take over you. Just keep striving. You know, don't let the negative take over you, your thoughts and things like that. And to me, that's a dope way to end the album. It's 13 tracks. That's World Peace. Definitely a dope track. Like I said, reggae influence track. And that's pretty much it, guys. My overall thoughts with this album, was not a fan of this album. The lyrics was dope, but it was the production. And, you know, at the time, he was going through a lot of shit, you know, around this time. He had a falling out with a couple of the members of the group, particularly D-Nice. He ended up had a falling out with D-Nice as well. He had a falling out with Miss Melody, which ended up... they would end up getting divorced. He was going through a divorce around this time too, So he kind of wanted to stray away from like some of the members of the BDP, and he wanted to work with different producers or different musicians and stuff like that. And those musicians kind of influenced the production on the album. You know what I mean? And that it kind of shows. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's like it's more reggae influenced compared to the first two, even though it has some reggae influences on the first two albums. But this one's like really heavy, and I have nothing against reggae, but again, I just feel like the production was kind of mediocre in my opinion, especially for KRS-One. To me, it kind of felt like he was trying to go more commercial with this album, but not in a whack way, if that makes sense. He was trying to be more. I guess he was trying to appease the Caribbean community, and he tried doing that with this album. It was more experimental production wise, and for me, it just didn't work for him. But that's just my personal opinion. I could see this album being underrated for some people. I could definitely see that. But this album didn't really do much for me. But it's definitely important to cover this album because, again, like I said yesterday, I don't think you're gonna see a lot of. You're not gonna see a lot of Boogie Down production album reviews, especially with this album. So, I thought I just did do it. You know what I mean? Get it out the way. You know what I mean? I think it's definitely important. Definitely an important album for KRS-One's career, in my opinion. It's not my favorite album. It's I don't want to say it's whack, but it's just it's whack. It's a whack album in my opinion. But I know that's a bit harsh, but the only thing that saved this album, honestly, in my opinion, was the lyrics. The production, again, for me, just didn't really do much for me. But that's pretty much it, man. Let me know what you guys think. Do you feel the same as I do? Do you like this album? Do you feel like it's underrated? What's your thoughts on this album? That's pretty much it, guys. I will be doing edutainment. Not today, probably some other day. I go back to work tomorrow. Just gotta keep writing the notes for the edutainment, and then eventually I gotta do sex and violence. So definitely stay tuned for those reviews. I'm looking forward to doing those. So that's pretty much it, man. Let me know what you guys think, and stay tuned for more. All right, peace.